What's up, Obscure Mic people? This is going to be a little different, but I assure you, even though you're getting this video today, you're also going to get a mic video today very soon. My wife and kids have left for the day to go out of town. This is the first day I've had to myself, and I don't know how long, so I'm going to get some stuff done in the studio today, but I wanted to talk first. I'm not going to edit this, by the way. I'm going to record it. I'm going to upload it. I'm going to cough in it. It's hard to tell what I'm going to do in it, but I want to talk about some things. This is going to be Obscure Thoughts number one. Sometimes you just need to do more on your channel than what you normally do. Sometimes you just need to talk. And I've been inspired today. First, I want to say that I am or have been quite burnt out on all things video making, YouTube stuff. You wouldn't be able to tell because I still come out with a video every 3 to 4 days, sometimes 6 or 7. But I typically will do 2, 3, 4, 5 videos in one setting and have them in the bank to release, so on and so forth. It's actually been a little bit since I've sat here and done this. A few weeks, I bet. But I've been inspired by multiple things. First thing is, I did not go to NAB, NAB, National Association of Broadcasters Convention. I planned to until I bought a different home and had to do a lot of different things to get this home. Long story, but basically it did not have a foundation. It's like a double wide. I'm a simple man. It's out in the country, perfect location. And to get something that's considered a mobile home, you cannot, it is not easy to get a loan for that. Like, you have to find the right bank. Most of them are only 15-year mortgages, yada, yada, yada. It was a lot of hoops to jump through, and it was a pain in the butt. Now there's a foundation on it, and I'm getting it converted to real estate, refinancing, all that good stuff. But that cut into the money I had set aside to go to NAB. It cut into it in a massive way because I had to do all kinds of finagling, that's an Appalachian word, to get everything locked in and good to go. And we're like 5 minutes from my in-laws, and that's very important to my wife. And it all worked out, and it's perfect. But the one thing that sucks is I didn't get to go to NAB. And what sucks about that is not so much the new gear and stuff like that. If I'm being completely honest, I don't really care that much about that. It's going to be cool when I go and finally see all that stuff and see the setups and the booths and all that stuff. That's exciting to me. But the main thing I was excited about was just getting to hang out with some people that I've met through YouTube that I think highly about, like extremely highly. You guys know that me and Bronson are kind of a thing. You know, my wife's a little jealous, but Bronson and I, we are a thing. We do a podcast together. We make dick and fart jokes. We do all that stuff together. Cough. Not editing. I'm just not. And, Tom Buck was going, and I love Tom, one of the most genuine dudes on the tubes of you. Mark Bennett from Mark Bennett's Camera Crisis, Mark Weimels, like, I've gotten, chummy with Weimels over the years, and I was super excited to see some of these folks. It didn't happen, though, but I still got something out of NAB. And that was, I still felt that sense of tribe, that tribal thing, like, the Roman Reigns type. What is that called? I don't watch wrestling. I kind of read up on it. But the bloodline. It's the YouTube bloodline. And I really wanted to meet those guys. But the fact that they all went, had a good time. And Tom even sent me a nice email when he got back, like, making me feel included through email. Those guys are great, and it's a sense of community that made me excited about NAB. Really not much else. Like, yeah, I wanted to run into some guys that I, watch, and gals that I watch, and I wanted to meet Heather Ramirez, who's Tom's wife, who does YouTube, and they have a podcast that I enjoy a lot, The Couples Table. Like, I wanted to run into Harris Heller. I watch his stuff a lot. I like that guy. I just wanted to see some people. I'm not really starstruck by people. If I saw Dave Grohl walking by me on the street, I wouldn't say a word because people deserve privacy. And what am I going to say? Like, oh, I love your music. No, people hear stuff all the time. But I really wanted to meet those folks. Didn't happen. I plan on going next year. But the sense of community just like talking to them while they were there and hearing stories and just they made me feel a part of it even though I wasn't there. And that was really cool. And then what's inspired me a little more, I probably wouldn't have even came in here today if these events wouldn't have taken place, because legitimately, I've just not been feeling doing videos. I've not been feeling much of anything lately. Like, I've had some rough weeks, nothing crazy, just rough, just busy, just hectic, just wild. Like, school's getting ready to end, so my kids will be home all the time, and there's just a lot going on. But those guys inspired me. And then, Clay Allen, the Clay Allen Chronicles channel, I don't think we can stress enough how important it is to support each other. And he's been doing some videos basically touching on this same line of thought that I'm bringing to you today. But, he's starting out kind of a new YouTube channel, he's got a couple, but his current channel, fairly new, fairly fresh. According to him, he hasn't quite figured out what he's going to do with it or what his niche is or this or that. But for guys like me and Mike Newman, maybe Mike will go to the NAB, and Mike's a part of this conversation, because there's this just thing that you need to set aside. And I'm not really talking about myself, but like, let's use Tom Buck as an example. We're talking 140 plus thousand subscribers. Does not go to his head. He is as genuine and normal of a dude as they come. Bandrew at Podcastage, same way. 300 and some thousand subs. You got a question to ask Bandrew? You want to talk to Bandrew about something? He's there. Tom's there. Bronson's there. These guys are there. Weimels, Bennett. They're not convoluted by their numbers to think that they're better than anyone else. And there's a sense of community that they are a part of, even with guys like me who are just getting ready to hit 8,000 subscribers. Yeah, it's an accomplishment. I'm proud of it. I think everyone should be proud of anything they accomplish on this platform. Mike Newman pushing 2,000 in a short time. Like, Pags over at MEI Studios, another part of my circle. I didn't mean to leave him out at all. There's just not a whole lot of talk of NAB with Pags here recently. But like, I talk to Pags often, and it's, through text, we all have each other's numbers, and it's just that sense of community that makes everything better when it comes to doing this, and can inspire you to jump back into it when you're not quite feeling it. So I'm feeling it today, thanks to Tom Buck, Pags, Bronson, Bennett, Weimels, Clay Allen, Bandrew. I'm feeling it. And it's thanks to those guys. Like, they can kind of pull you back in, and they go through this too. They go through the ups and downs of like, is it worth it? Is this what I should be doing? Like, do I feel, I'm not speaking for them, I'm speaking in generalities, but just ups and downs. Sometimes it's the best thing in the world, and sometimes it's work. And sometimes it's work you don't get a lot of money for, and that doesn't matter to me. I mean, obviously I'd love to do this full time and put everything I've got into it and not work a 9 to 5, but that's not super realistic with the microphone audio niche. It can happen. Guys like Tom and Bandrew can, be proof of that, even though Bandrew still works a 9 to 5. He might be able to quit. I don't know. But just that sense of community, and listen to a guy like Clay Allen on his channel pay it forward. Like, he's inspired to do this, and he names all the creators that have inspired him to do it. And Mike Newman, same thing. Mike did a podcast the other day talking about how it took him months and months to get to a point to where he was comfortable enough with a video to release it. And I think the message should be clear. If you're sitting out there and you are wanting to make videos on YouTube, whether it's for fame, fortune, friendship, finding your circle, whatever it's about, there's support out there. And I feel like I am extremely, extremely lucky to fall into a support circle that is genuine and real. And that's one thing that Clay said on his video. You got to be careful about who you accept into your circle and who you look for to be in your circle, because they're not all real. There are some dingleberries out there, and that's just life. That's human life. And that's just, maybe they're not really dingleberries. Maybe they're just a dingleberry to me, something I can't quite pick and flick away from me. I wouldn't do that, I promise. Away from me. You know, not everybody aligns and is meant to get along and be hunky-dory, but I'm just reiterating yet again, there are people out there that are super down to earth and super cool and super supportive. And when they tell you to just go for it, just start. Don't overthink it. Don't, you know, go through your videos that you've made and be like, not good enough, not good enough, not good enough, not good enough. No, put it out. Somebody's going to see it. Somebody's going to like it. And what's cooler than like finding someone you have a common thread in life with? That is the best thing about all of this, is finding people. I might as well start playing the air accordion. Finding people that you can share things with, especially if you're a middle-aged man like me. I don't hang out with people anymore. The most social interaction I get, period, is from these guys. Buck, Pags, Bronson, Newman, Clay here lately. Like that's the currency that means the much. That's the currently currency that means the muchest to me. Yeah, that is the currency. That is what I feel rich in right now, is support and, friendship from far away. I'll meet these guys and be real friends eventually. Right now, they're the virtual buddies, like Bubble Buddy, like on SpongeBob. They're virtual buddies. But it's awesome. It's seriously awesome. I know I've talked about this before, but when you got a guy like Clay Allen coming out and just reiterating and paying it forward some more, and no one gives a shit about what our sub numbers are. I can tell you for sure, I guarantee there was very little number talk at NAB between the guys I mentioned that went as a group. Bennett Weimels, Buck, Bronson, Heather. They probably barely talk numbers because it doesn't matter. It does. Personally, for you, like when I hit 8,000 here in a day or two, I'm going to be excited about it internally. But that's it. I was excited when I hit 1,000. I was excited when I hit 500. I was excited, every step of the way. It's a personal accomplishment, but it's not a personal reason to be a dick. I mean, it's not. Like, unless you're on Hot Ones, you're not famous anyways. If you're on Hot Ones, sure. Be a dick if you want. Run everybody out of your life. It's fine. Be a loner. But this, I don't know. I'm just inspired by all of the internal love in this community and just the friendships that are made, and, being able to root a guy like Clay on and be like, dude, just do it. That's what we did. Like, we just did it. And we're all at different levels of success if you count numbers as success. But I feel like I am one of the most successful people on YouTube because I have found a circle of support from folks who don't have to be supportive and don't need to be supportive, and there's really nothing in it for them from being supportive unless their currency is the same as mine and they value that human connection. Okay. That's it, man. Just want to get the obscure thoughts off the brain. Also, I should have mentioned at the beginning of this, if you made it this far, then congratulations. Each one of these obscure thought, episodes I'm going to do for obscure mics, I'm going to use one of my favorite mics, and I'm not going to use it raw, ODB. I'm going to use it with compression, a little bit of EQ. This is the Bear Dynamic M99. All dressed up to look like something super fancy, and a nice shock mount with a windscreen and a pop filter on the end of it here. This is the Bear Dynamic M99. I need something to drink, and I need something to eat, and I need to quit being so emotional about all this YouTube support. But yes, Bear Dynamic M99. We're going to use one of my favorite mics on each episode of this, so that'll be something. This is one of my favorite mics. This is top 5 all time to me in the obscure mics department. Bear Dynamic M99. It might be Loughton Audio LS280. Is that what it's called? 220? Can't remember. End address condenser. Words are hard today, but that and this are like always battling for 1 and 2 position in the obscure Mike's favorites. But thanks to the circle. And one last time, if you're sitting there thinking I want to do this, but you just don't believe in yourself, or don't like your voice when you hear it back, or don't think your video's good enough, like, piss on all of that. Clay is using an iPhone, which I did not know that iPhones can be wirelessly used with an iMac and whatever for webcam. That's awesome. Super cool. But he's doing that. I'm using a webcam. Like, a lot of the guys use really good stuff, but dude, if somebody's going to sit there and just judge your video the whole time, quality, that's not who you want watching. If your currency is the same as mine. Human relations. All right. That's it. I'm just going to ramble on and on if I don't stop. I'm going to go get some pizza. Sorry, Bandrew. And I'm going to eat that. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to make some videos. And we'll bring you a video or two today. And I'll have some in the bank for the rest of the week. But community, man, just get started. It's the guys I mentioned, at least. It is not a competition with these guys. There is no hatred. There is no, oh, great, another audio review or another. There's none of that. It's YouTube, dude. There's a million channels about a million different topics, and either embrace those around you doing it with you and realize, like, I got things in common with these people. Why would I hate? Or be a dick and hate and live your life fucking miserable. That's right, I said it. Meh. See ya.